For months now, the internet has been obsessed with the theory that Doja Cat sold her soul to the devil. What began as whispers among fans soon spiraled into one of pop culture's strangest conspiracies. The shift started when Doja re-emerged during her Scarlet era, trading her whimsical planet her aesthetic, bright colors, cosmic themes, and playful femininity for a darker, blood red, and more provocative look. From her music videos to her fashion choices, everything about her artistic direction seemed to embrace the macabre. Fans who had once adored her quirky, humor and chaotic social media presence began questioning whether her transformation was purely creative expression or something far more sinister. The speculation really took off when Doja began appearing.
Do goat sacrifices because that's actually pretty spooky.
Oh, wow.
Also, I'd love to give a shout out to Satan.
Do you indulge in any form of worship?
All the time.
So tell me about that.
I give my demons free cheese.
At public events drenched in red paint, wearing horns, and embodying what some fans interpreted as demonic imagery. Her now infamous appearance at Paris Fashion Week, where she was covered in 30,000 red crystals and resembled a creature straight out of a gothic fantasy, only fueled the fire. Clips surfaced of her jokingly mentioning things like goat sacrifices or giving a shout-out to Satan, and though clearly sarcastic to many, conspiracy theorists took them literally. Online discussions exploded, with people analyzing every move she made and every lyric she...
And it's satanic. Watch this.
This is one of those albums where more of my personal life is in my lyrics, more about kind of not getting too much into myself and into me, and more about what you're hearing and how you're processing it and how you apply it to yourself.
The video starts with the record spinning, and notice Doja Cat's name is on the label. Then she appears sitting in a dark room. The subliminal message behind this scene means that her music originated from a dark place. And in this dark place, she does something that is very strange. She removes her left eyeball, places it on the table, then she rolls it off. This represents the all-seeing eye, which is a common symbol among occultists. Now she's dressed in red, and she's standing next to the Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper is associated with death. Now take a look at this tarot card. Notice the resemblance. The woman and the Grim Reaper is on the tarot card, and Doja Cat and the Grim Reaper is in this video. The woman on the tarot card has a pentagram on her arm, and Doja Cat has pentagrams on her arm as well. Now it gets worse. Doja Cat appears as a blue demon with horns on her head, with Satan standing behind her, and the all-seeing eye became an embryo, and she cuts the cord. This is called a rebirth ritual.
Wrote as supposed evidence of her devotion to dark forces. Her music videos, especially Paint the Town Red and Demons, became the core of these theories. In Paint the Town Red, Doja is seen engaging with surreal and religiously charged visuals. Blood red...
Everybody has the right to interpret it how they want, but this whole, like...
You're Satanist.
Very confident Satanism thing is like, I'm sorry, when the fuck did I say that I was a Satanist? When did I ever say anything, or even go marching outside the church, talking about, no. When the fuck did I say that? Anyway, it's really tacky and annoying and discredits a lot of the hard work that I put in.
Backdrops, demonic figures, and symbolic imagery. One breakdown that went viral on YouTube pointed to specific moments as proof of satanic undertones. A scene where she removes her left eyeball and places it on a table was said to symbolize the all-seeing eye, often associated with occultism. Another frame showing her beside a figure resembling the Grim Reaper was compared to a tarot card of death, with theorists noting that both the card and Doja featured pentagrams on their arms. Later in the video, she morphs into a blue demon and cuts an umbilical cord attached to an embryo.
Do you ever feel, I was thinking of something else that I had heard somebody say about you, or on the line, something stupid online. It's like it's a misconception that, any misconception, I just wonder, do you ever want to clean those up? Like somebody sees some different imagery, and then somebody who works in the store thinks you worship the dead. Is it inside of you to ever clear something like that up, or you just kind of let that be fester in the world as it wants to?
I think about it a lot.
Really?
I think about it almost every day.
What part of it?
Every single part, every time, every pinpoint of when that's happened to me down my career.
Yeah.
It's happened a lot. And I think it's not for me to prove to people.
As a symbolic rebirth ritual, representing the loss of innocence in exchange for fame. To many viewers, these claims were a stretch, reading too much into an artist's stylistic experimentation. Yet others remained convinced that Doja's creative choices hinted at something dark.
Cannot or don't wish to listen. It's the harsh reality, but I'd like to stay there. I feel comfortable there because there's so many other great things happening that I can, instead of ruminating, I can choose to express maybe the way I feel about that thing with music, or with an outfit, or with a painting, or with something. Being creative is really a good outlet for addressing to me. Sometimes I can talk really well, but there's times where if I have a camera on me and there's like a person who's talking to me and I'm distracted by something, or if I had a bad day or something, like all the things in the biome have to fall together correctly, or else I can't.
The controversy became so intense that Doja eventually addressed it directly in a 2023 Apple Music interview. Dismissed the claims bluntly, calling them,
I believe in a higher power. I believe that there's something going on. I don't know what, and I don't want to question it. I don't follow any formula of any sort of traditional thing. I mean, I celebrate Christmas, but like
in a non-traditional way, I'm sure.
In a non-traditional way,
yeah.
But like, yeah, I think it also does a massive good for me to believe that there is something bigger than myself, because that's where you get lost. It's a lifelong process. It really is. I think it's just a learning process. It's like, if I don't believe that there's something bigger, then I'm always going to fall to here.
Tacky and annoying. You interpret it how you want, she said. Everybody has the right to interpret it how they want, but this whole confident Satanism thing is like, when did I ever say that I was a Satanist? When did I ever say anything or go marching outside a church saying that? She expressed frustration that the rumors undermined her hard work, reducing her art to cheap shock value instead of recognizing her evolution as an artist. Despite her defense, many critics remained unconvinced, and the conversation resurfaced when she sat down with Angie Martinez to promote her latest album, Vi. During the interview, Martinez brought up the long-standing devil worship rumors, asking Doja whether she ever feels the need to correct such misconceptions. Surprisingly, Doja admitted that she thinks about the rumors a lot, almost every day, in fact. This admission caught many off guard. Some interpreted her response as proof that the accusations got under her skin. Others felt it was simply an honest acknowledgement of how pervasive the narrative had become. I think about it a lot, she said. Every single part. Every time it's happened to me down my career. It's happened a lot. And I think it's not for me to prove to people. Rather than offering a straightforward denial, Doja explained that she prefers to process her emotions creatively, through music, visual art, and fashion, rather than through confrontation. Being creative is really a good outlet for addressing things, she shared. Sometimes I can talk really well, but there are times where if I have a camera on me, or I'm distracted, or if I've had a bad day, all the things have to fall together correctly, or else I can't. This insight revealed a side of Doja fans rarely see, an artist deeply introspective about the effect public perception has on her mental state, yet determined not to let it define her identity. When asked about her personal beliefs, Doja clarified that while she believes in a higher power, she doesn't subscribe to any organized religion. I believe that there's something going on. I don't know what, and I don't want to question it, she explained. I don't follow any formula of traditional things. I celebrate Christmas, but in a non-traditional way. I think it does a massive good for me to believe that there is something bigger than myself, because that's where you get lost, when you think you're the biggest thing. Her comments painted a picture of a spiritual but non-religious person, someone open to the idea of divine energy or purpose, but uninterested in labels or doctrine. However, the internet wasn't satisfied. Many viewers felt that Doja's answers were too vague and avoided giving the definitive denial they wanted. The comments under the interview were filled with polarized opinions. Some supported her stance, saying that she owed no one an explanation, and that creative people often use dark imagery as a metaphor for transformation and self-empowerment. One commenter wrote, "Even if she denied it, y'all would still have something to say." When it comes to religion, silence is often the most peaceful route. Others, however, saw her reluctance to explicitly reject the idea as validation of the conspiracy. Normal people don't think about this every day, one wrote. She didn't deny it because she does worship it. Another added, a simple, I don't worship the devil would have been enough. This reaction highlights a broader issue in celebrity culture, the blurred line between artistic expression and personal belief. Artists like Doja Cat who use provocative imagery often face backlash for crossing unspoken boundaries, especially when religion is involved. For decades, musicians, from Marilyn Manson to Lil Nas X, have used satanic or occult symbols to critique moral panic, explore power, or challenge societal norms. Yet, in the age of social media, these performances are dissected and distorted at lightning speed. Every symbol becomes a clue. Every lyric becomes a confession. In Doja Cat's case, her art might simply reflect her fascination with transformation, the shedding of old identities and the creation of new ones. The rebirth scenes in her videos can be seen not as literal rituals, but as metaphors for her journey from pop princess to fearless provocateur. By embracing darkness, she forces audiences to confront their own discomfort with female power, sexuality, and autonomy. Her defiance of traditional expectations, both musically and visually, mirrors her rejection of religious conformity. Still, this doesn't stop the speculation. In today's hyper-connected world, celebrity myths evolve faster than the truth can catch up. The more Doja experiments with controversial imagery, the more she fuels the very narratives she finds tacky and annoying. Yet, perhaps that's part of the paradox she's come to accept. As long as she remains a boundary-pushing artist, she will continue to provoke, confuse, and inspire in equal measure. Ultimately, Doja Cat's story is less about devil worship and more about how society interprets women who dare to reinvent themselves without apology. Her shift toward darker aesthetics may unsettle those who prefer their pop stars palatable and predictable, but it also reaffirms her position as one of the most daring artists of her generation. In an era obsessed with labeling and moral judgment, Doja refuses to explain herself, choosing instead to let her art, and its many interpretations, speak for her. And perhaps that's the ultimate statement, that an artist doesn't owe anyone clarity. Whether fans see her as a provocateur, a satirist, or something else entirely, Doja Cat remains an enigma, one who understands that mystery, after all, is the true power of art.